Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 146 of the Over the Ropes Wrestling Podcast. I am your man, Trey, aka Treyway, aka OTR Trey, aka Wednesday Night Trey.
What it do, this your boy, Jay, a.k.a. Rantin' Jay, a.k.a. Back to Full-Time Jay. And, for the last one, a.k.a. Wednesday Night Jay. We back, baby.
Yeah, as you can see, it's only two of us today. Mike Drop got some stuff to do, so he won't be joining us, but hopefully next week he will.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that part-timer, man, goodness gracious.
Look at this. True, what up? He already he said full-time Jay. What?
You know it,
man. Oh, speaking of full-time Jay, have you I know you be on IG and Facebook. Did you see the reel that I made with your entrance for 2K?
Yeah.
You ain't seen it?
I saw it.
Oh, you don't like it?
My wife swears, she's like, that looks just like you. I was like, that don't look nothing like me. I don't know what you're talking about.
It does look just like you.
I'm not claiming that.
I don't know why that shit is hard. But okay. So I got a couple subscriber questions for us, but we can get to that at the end of the episode. Now I don't want to accuse you of not watching things, but did you watch AEW Dynasty?
No.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just do a quick recap of what happened, and then we can get on with the rest of the show.
I saw some highlights, but go ahead.
Okay, what did you see? I'm getting everything pulled up. What did you see?
I saw the whole Adam Copeland thing.
Okay.
No surprise there. I saw some of the highlights from Swerve's match. And then, the big talk about after the match was over and the him and the Booker T stuff. So,
see. All right, so let's start off. The first match of the main card. The first match was Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight. Will Ospreay won that, but I like this Kevin Knight dude. They graded this at A-. Next, we had the Hurt Syndicate
versus.
No, that's what they gave it on Bleacher Report.
That's what I'm saying. They gave it an A-.
Mm-hmm. That match is really good.
Okay.
Next match was the Hurt Syndicate versus the Branches of the Learning Tree. So it was Big Bill and Brian Keith versus Cedric. I always say Cedric versus Shelton and Bobby Lashley. Hurt Syndicate won that.
Of course.
Next, we had Mercedes versus Julia Hart. This was an Owen Hart tournament qualifier, and Mercedes won that. Next, we had the AEW World Trios Championship, rated FTR. You just mentioned it, versus the Death Riders, Claudio, Pac, and Yuta. And of course, Death Riders won. And then we had the turn of FTR on Adam Copeland. That was crazy. They tried to murder Edge. Did you actually see the attack, or did you just hear about it?
No, I saw the attack, and it gives Mad Gunther vibes, does it not?
I think this is worse than Gunther. What they do? They hit it with two concertos. They hit it with a package pile driver. Everybody know Edge got neck issues.
That is true. Adam.
Yes. My bad. Adam Copeland. Cope. Then we had Toni Storm versus Megan Bayne. Toni Storm won that for the AEW, but she won it on a roll up. So they're still trying to keep Megan Bayne strong. So because she didn't lose from the finisher, she's lost from a roll up.
Okay.
Then we had Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. This is another Owen Hart men's tournament qualifier, and Kyle Fletcher beat Mark Briscoe.
Hmm.
I like Kyle Fletcher.
I like Kyle Fletcher too.
Um,
That's why I'm not
we had
surprised at the results.
then we had Chris Jericho, your favorite, versus Bandito. Now this match started over like 3 times, but at the end of it, Jericho cheated. He used his bat to beat Bandito, and he's about to unmask him. But then they had Bandito's sister and mother, I believe, in the crowd. They were going crazy, and they the referee ended up going over to the stairs, and she saw the bat, and she pulled the bat up. So they restarted the match again, and then Bandito won. So he's your new ROH champion, men's
Okay.
champion. Then we had Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole, and Adam Cole won this for the TNT Championship. This was a no time limit, no outside interference match, and this will be Adam Cole's first singles title on AEW because he's been a tag champ before, but never a singles championship. Any thoughts?
I mean, we called Adam Cole to win. I could have sworn I said Adam Cole was going to win that one.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, yeah. I'm ready to see what he does with it because Adam Cole, you know what I'm saying? I think Adam Cole's really good, and he could be the face, if not the face, one of the faces of AEW, but they got to start treating him like it. Uh, then we
mm,
had Kenny Omega
okay.
versus Ricochet versus Mike Bailey.
Hmm.
Uh, this is also a really good match, but Kenny came out on top. Um, and then he got confronted by Okada after the match because there was talk about them unifying their two titles, the Continental Championship and International.
I'm tired of Kenny and Okada, but okay.
Then we had our main event, which was John Moxley versus Swerve for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. This was also a really good match. What people are talking about is the ending because the lights went black and the Young Bucks came back.
Hmm.
Okay, Truth says Kenny, Ricochet, and Speedball is my favorite match. I mean, it was really good. Um, so, what are your thoughts on the Young Bucks being back? Do you care? Do you not care?
It's the Young Bucks. Who? I mean, does anybody really care that the Young Bucks are back? Oh my God! Ooh.
I like the Young Bucks.
I'm not saying I don't like the Young Bucks. I'm just saying, like, it's. I'm not
But
like.
now,
I'm not like. They're back. You know, like.
when it went black and then the screen came back on and I saw the Young Bucks holding Swerve, I was just like, okay. I was like, what the fuck? Because if you remember, before the Young Bucks went on that hiatus, they were seen shredding documents. And the whole point of this story with the Death Riders was John Moxley and the Death Riders were trying to take over, like a hostile takeover of AEW, but they were saying they were doing it for the good of AEW.
Yeah.
Then the Bucks, they said they're gonna work from home. They packed all their shit and they got in the car and left. And this is the first time we've seen them on AEW television since that date. They've gone to Japan, won the Japan Tag Team Championships, ran into Jack Perry, said, man, we working from home. We'll be back soon.
I'll just. I'll say this, and I continue to say it. AEW has enough damn factions, man. Like, just the fact that the Young Bucks come back and the first thing they do is align themselves with Moxley and the freaking Death Riders is like,
Well, we'll see.
uh,
We'll see how truly aligned they are because AEW is coming on tonight in about 20 minutes at 8 o'clock. So we'll see. I got it pulled up over here. All right. And then it was a lot of stuff that Hangman came out. Nobody knows if he was coming to help Swerve or to screw Swerve. Um, People think that they might end up becoming a tag team later on because of the interaction they had where Hangman said, I told you that I will make sure that you would never be AEW World Champion again. Then they started talking. He was like, uh, he said to Swerve, you broke into my house where my kids live or sleep, where my kids sleep. And then Swerve said, you burned down my childhood home. And then Hangman said, you deserved it. And then Swerve said, I know, I know I deserved it. So, and then
so do you,
Hangman didn't know what to do with that. He was like, "What?
yeah.
He actually admitted it? What? Like, what the fuck?"
So do you think this is kind of a wrap for Swerve in his AW championship matches for a while?
No, 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 no. I will say this though, AW they are not ones to normally run a bunch of title matches back. I mean they did it with Adam Cole and MJF, and they did it with Adam Cole and uh Daniel Garcia, but that was special circumstances. That was time limits running out and things of that nature. Adam Cole always asking for more time and shit. But normally, when somebody loses a straight up title match, like Takeshita hasn't gotten a rematch against Kenny for the international championship. Like they normally don't do a lot of rematches, from what I've
Yeah.
seen.
Well,
I don't know if that's good or bad.
the only reason why I say that is because now this is Swerve's what third since he's dropped the championship. This is now his third title match since he's dropped it.
Um, did he fight MJF?
I could have sworn he did fight MJF. So I'm just
I
saying,
think I
like,
think I think they teased it. I think this might be like his second because Daniel Bryan had the championship and Moxley's had it the whole time since then.
I could
So
have
this might
sworn
be
he
his.
had. I
This
could
might
have
be his
sworn he had two
first
other ones
time.
before this. I gotta go back and look it up and see. If it's the
Yeah.
second one, then that makes sense. I was thinking that it was his third one, and I'm thinking, all right, now you've had three title shots, and all three of those you've lost the match. So
Weird circumstances. He could always pull a Rhea Ripley and just bitch and complain about how he's getting screwed.
and gets
but
another.
but you brought up Booker T.
Yeah,
And so yeah, after the match, Swerve stood on his comments about he's trying to look out for black wrestlers. All of this, even though he lost, he is a black wrestler. Was in the main event fighting for the championship, and it ain't like he lost straight up. Um, but at the end of it, this was just for fan service. He just said "fuck Booker T," and then dropped the mic and walked out.
we know good and well that he did it for the clout, but
Yeah,
we said it. There's no need to rehash it. We said it before. There was no lies in what Swerve was saying. So,
yeah. And
but
then
I do appreciate the subtle shots that he's taking.
Booker T responded on his podcast, the Hall of Fame podcast, and he said, I hope he has success when whatever he does, and he tried to take the high road.
Of
He still
course.
threw some shots in there because you know what I'm saying. Why not?
I
But
mean, at this point, Booker T kind of has to take the high road. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he can really go. I mean, we. I'm trying to say this without it sounding bad, right? We know Booker T is gonna do Booker T. He
hmm
ain't going. He gonna stand 10 toes down on whatever he says. The same as Swerve. So neither
hmm
one of them is going to change their statements or agree with the other one. So one of them has to kind of take the high road and move on.
yeah, like I love Swerve. He's my favorite wrestler in AEW, followed by MJF. But I just felt. I mean, it was an unnecessary shot. Like you said, he did it for clout. He knew it would pop the fans in the crowd. Oh,
Exactly.
Swerve said, "Fuck Booker T," but that was it. But yeah. So hopefully, AEW has always had an issue with they have really good shows, pay-per-views, but then when it comes time for the weekly shows, that's when they start falling off a little bit. So hopefully they can try to pick up. We'll try to get some answers about what's going on with the Death Riders and Moxley. But let's move on. Oh, matter of fact, one more thing on AEW. I sent y'all a rant that this guy, his podcast is JD from 206, I think, something like that, and he said he was going off on AEW because you put on this 4.5, damn near 5 hour pay-per-view on a Sunday, knowing that people have to get up and go to work on Monday. But that's not even the problem. The problem is that you ended the way you ended it with Moxley retaining, but not even because Moxley like did anything, because the
The
randomly
young
the Young Bucks just pop up and like you said, seemingly align with them. So you know, WWE's big philosophy or Vince's big philosophy was he always wants the crowd to go home happy. which is why he would have a lot of faces win at Mania at the end. Uh, do you agree with fans going home happy by having a baby face win, or do you just play the
I
story
wouldn't
how it
say
goes?
I wouldn't say it's about having a baby face win. I think it's just having an ending better than seemingly that bullshit. Now WWE's had some endings where, people have come back and interfered in the match and is ended tragically for the person that was trying to get the title. I'm trying to think. I want to say WrestleMania. You're right. A lot of times WrestleMania, the baby faces do win. I never even really thought about that.
Mhm.
I mean,
Minus when Roman beat Cody.
Roman beat Cody. I mean, you could say the heist of the century was Seth beating Roman and Brock.
You could say The
But
Rock beating Cena the first time.
The Rock beating Cena the first time, yeah. Shit, some people even say Cena beating Rock the second time for the title. I mean, at the end of the day, though, I just say that even with those scenarios, I would still say that the fans went home like they got their money's worth. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? I feel like AEW puts these 5 hour long pay per views on so that they can try to give their fans their money worth. Because I don't think that they would put a up to par event on with a 5 match card, kind of like WWE does. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that WWE every PLE because there's some that are just straight trash, and it's like they could have did way better. But I mean, they successfully do it with what 5, 6 matches. Majority of them are
Hmm.
around 5 matches.
And
So
also, Roman beat Cody and beat Bryan and Edge. Yeah, when Roman was on his heel shit.
that's
Uh,
true.
yeah, but I would say that I was telling, matter of fact, I was saying that I thought that some of these Owen Hart matches didn't need to be on this pay per view. Like you could have cut like three of these matches, and
Yeah, I can see if they were they weren't the
if it was the
finals, were they?
finals, no, they were
Yeah, that's what I
quarterfinals.
was about to say. They weren't the finals. I can see if they was the finals, then that would kind of make sense for a pay per view event. But those Owen Hart matches could have been on live TV.
And also, even if you did want to do a 10 match card, because this was a 10 match card, not including the two matches that were in the pre-show. You don't AEW matches tend to go long because everybody's always kicking out of shit. You could
Yeah,
have some squash. It's okay to have some squash matches. A
listen,
2 3 minute match, 4 minute tops. It's okay to do that.
I'm not gonna lie. A 5 hour pay per view on a Sunday night with the way that I'm built nowadays is crazy work. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you got me to work on Monday. And it's
I
not ending
tried to.
until
I kept contemplating the entire time about doing a watch party for AEW. I kept thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it, just wrestling with the idea. And then I was just like, man, hell no. I can't. I still gotta make dinner. I got this dog in here. Like I can't be strapped to this seat for 5 hours
I feel like
watching AEW.
I feel like the 10 match card is not going to last long. I feel like it's their only way of competing is they're trying to give the because don't get me wrong, WWE focuses on the entertainment aspect. I'm not saying that doesn't take anything away from the wrestling because they still put on good matches, but their main thing is the entertainment. Whereas AEW is vice versa. Their main thing is the wrestling. So I feel like that's their competing. You know, the saying is, okay, we got to give more matches, but you don't need 10 matches. It's overkill. 10 matches is enough.
Be honest, I got this dog in. I did, man. I had a dog in here. I couldn't be. I couldn't be. Couldn't be strapped to this seat. All right. Let's get on with the show. That was our AEW for the day. All right. Um. Let's talk about this Tiffy Charlotte promo. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is that they need to take the microphone away from both of them because they could throw all the shots in the world they want at each other. Their promo skills are trash on both sides. Charlotte can't get her words together. I don't know what the hell happened to her. I guess I
The
listen.
crowd was messing with her because she was getting that Dominic treatment.
It wasn't even as bad as Dominic, and Dominic could still cut a half decent promo when you still can't hear half the stuff that he's saying. And then Tiff, I don't know, Tiff just need to get her damn words together. She need to do what The Rock did. She need to write the promos down on the wrist or something because it's just awful. And then you could tell that both of them were tanking. So then Charlotte just started going personal, and then Tiff just went personal after Charlotte went personal, and it was like, all right, they all script. So
And you could tell that they was off script because the way that Tiffy slid out the ring after she said that bullshit,
yeah,
she got that ring fast as hell. And then Charlotte was like, "Is that why Kaiser in my DMs?" They didn't cut that from the they didn't cut it from the official video. You have to go on the internet to find it.
I think what they should do. We got what 2 weeks until WrestleMania. I think what they should just do from here on out is they should just let them cut their promos backstage on the Titantron and go back and forth that way. Because them face to face talking is awful. It's kind of cringe. I ain't gonna lie.
And then
And why they keep coming out dressed like each other?
that was throwing me off. I was like, "Why the fuck are they wearing the
Like this is
fishnets with the black?"
the third week in a row now where they've both been wearing the same they're almost the same damn like ring attire or outfit. So
Well, they did. Well, the fact that they compared to each other, I think that I don't know if they're trying to lean into that. I
I
don't know
mean,
if
they're
it's
playing on
a,
it. They're playing on it, but they're just playing on it too hard, man. It's too much.
I don't know if it's a conscious effort to do that or what. But
Nah, 3 weeks in a row, it's definitely on purpose.
now, as far as they say that everybody says that Charlotte went off script first. I guess when she was talking about Tiffany's voice, I guess that was her going off script, saying that her
Yeah,
voice was
well, you
squeaky
could
and
tell
shit.
that she was losing herself because she did that. What's that annoying baby voice when you're trying to mock somebody? And at
Hmm.
that point, you could tell that she didn't know where the hell she was at. She was low. I was like, oh my god, shut the hell up! Like
And
I
then
was like, all right,
Tiffany's, they said Tiffany used her real voice during that promo because she had a mean ass accent come out. Because she's from Minnesota. So they said her Minnesota accent came out. That's like when somebody's real accent comes out, that's when you know they pissed. Because they said
yeah.
that Charlotte and Tiffany don't really fuck with each other,
I
like
mean,
in real life.
it kind of. I honestly, I really think that they've been tailoring Tiff to be kind of the replacement Charlotte. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, even if you look at their wrestling styles is kind of similar.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of similar. So
And Charlotte even brought it up. She said, "Oh, you think you could beat me just because you're blonde and do a moonsault?"
exactly.
Uh, but yeah, and then Tiffany holding the belt upside down when she was on the stage. Did you see that? Wade Barrett didn't know what the fuck to do. He was
Bro,
just standing.
nobody knew what to do. Nobody knew what to do. Like everybody was confused. The cameraman didn't even know which angle to get. Like he couldn't even know it. Like it was just the whole segment. Just throw it out. Throw it out. It was trash.
All right, let's move on to all right, so we had some new Mania matches announced. We're gonna get to Punk and all them later. We have some new Mania matches announced. So it is confirmed the Fatal Four Way for the IC Championship. Liv said she did what she said she was gonna do. She got down into the match. Hold on, what Truth got to say? I can see Tiff winning, but also can see Charlotte squashing her. I don't
Nah,
see Charlotte. I don't see Charlotte squashing her, but I
Charlotte.
can see Charlotte. I can see Charlotte winning.
I don't think Charlotte's winning. I think Tiff's winning. I still in my mind.
Yeah, I could see it, but I don't want to. Some people say that if Charlotte won, then Tiffany could go on a redemption, well, not a redemption, but a chasing arc, because her her world title reign has been kind of trash, honestly. They keep sticking her in tag matches. She had like one match against Nia, um,
Yeah.
Candice, and all that shit. But so Yeah, so now we have the Fatal Four Way has been set. Dominic versus Finn versus Braun Breaker versus Penta. How'd you feel about that torpedo fucking spear that Braun Breaker hit Carlito with?
Oh my god.
Bro, he literally flew like 10 feet.
It's still sorry. It's still second place. Nobody's beating Roman when he flew in spear. Who was it? The Big Show when he did that spear on the Big Show coming down the ramp and he flew halfway across the ramp. And nobody's ever gonna beat that. But I mean, when you see the other angle that they posted up online, I say, "Holy shit!" Like he took off.
Carlito and G for taking that spear. You damn right. That was crazy. That was worse than the Acho Speed one. And he broke Acho Speed in half.
Nah, that wasn't worse than Speed. That wasn't worse than Speed.
I don't know, man. I've never had a man literally leave the ground and fly 10 feet to hit me, so I don't know which hurts more.
That speed, that full speed into ISO speed, that was worse. I'll take a flying spear over him hitting the ropes as fast as he can, then hitting me.
So then we also have El Grande Americano will be fighting Rey Mysterio. They just throwing everything on this damn show.
I hate
You
to
got any
say
thoughts?
it,
You got any thoughts on El Grande?
I hate to say it because it's Rey Mysterio we're talking about, but I mean this would definitely be the match that I probably go make me a sandwich or something, during WrestleMania. This is one of those bathroom matches, concession matches.
Unless Ray is fighting Dominic, I don't really care about any Rey Mysterio matches at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just I feel so bad saying it, but it's so true right now.
And please, we got years of Rey Mysterio. We're good. Then we also have it was made official the triple threat Rhea, Bianca, and Io. Io, them shorts that she was wearing on Monday, I was like, okay, she's trying to keep up with Bianca and Rhea.
After this past Monday, I'm even more convinced now that Io's not winning. I don't know what it is about this match. It's just something's telling me that Io's not winning.
Well, I know for a fact Rhea's not winning.
Yeah, Rhea's not winning. I'm sticking with Bianca. I just have to. I can't.
Do you think that because if you notice they were booing Bianca when she was on the mic, and this is America. This wasn't overseas. This was America, and she's always dressed in all black now. So, do you think we get the official? We're not. It's early predictions, but can you see us getting a full-fledged heel turn from Bianca at Mania?
Let's just say it like this. It depends on how the Jade and Naomi match goes. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you more on that whenever we do our predictions, but it depends on how that goes. It depends on how that Jade and Naomi match goes.
Yeah, B-Law, I know you new here. We try to be a little more respectful than that. Talking about Charlotte built like an NBA backboard.
Oh my God.
Try to be respectful in the comments. we still trying to get sponsored. Oh my God! Here comes playing sarcasm. Jesus, what is up with y'all? I swear, our comment section is very toxic.
Listen, the views and opinions of our chat are not the views and opinions
of OTR. No sir. But so you believe that? Because Naomi and Jade is official as well.
Exactly.
So you believe that the winner of that is going to be the determining factor about Bianca?
I don't know. It's hard because they keep kind of hinting at it a little bit, and then they keep pulling away from it. But then you'll have Rhea that pops up and she does her promo and she tells Bianca she needs to be worried about Naomi and Jade. And then so they keep referencing back and forth on it. So it's hard to tell. Like they just put this whole thing on pause kind of with Bianca and wrote Bianca out and then continued it with Jade and Naomi. And I kind of feel like that's by design. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a reasoning behind that. I don't know if it's going to come out at Mania or if it's going to come out at the Monday after WrestleMania or that Friday after WrestleMania. But is I think I'm right about it. I think I'm right.
Um, I want to get more into that, into this triple threat in a second, but I do want to bring up. So we had Lyra versus Bailey for the women's intercontinental championship. Remember when we were talking about defining matches for people, and I
Yeah,
had brought up like John Cena and JBL. To me, this was a defining match for Lyra
I can agree with
because
that.
it reminded this match is going into the Hall of Fame, the Stone Cold versus Bret Hart WrestleMania 13, when Stone Cold was bloodied and he passed out in the sharpshooter.
Yep.
This match that Lyra and Bailey had kind of reminded me of that because Bailey had Lyra in the damn Walls of Jericho or the Lion Tamer, and Lyra would just not give up, not give up, not give up. And then she was able to get Bailey to break the hold because Bailey realized that she wasn't going to tap. And then Lyra ended up winning. And I was just like, uh, yeah, I I just believe that this is one of this is a signature win that she needed.
I think it's
Yeah.
definitely a defining moment for Lyra, and that's because I mean you got to think about who she just beat. She just beat Bailey. You know what I'm saying? And like if you and there's nothing to say anything bad against everybody that she's wrestled before that because she's gone up against some good competitors, but it doesn't compare to this match. Like I feel like this match was quote unquote the biggest challenge that she's had since she's got the title, and I don't know. We kind of got a little small snippet of some attitude from Bailey that I'm trying to see how that's going to play out afterwards too. Because
Well, you know they're teaming up on Friday because the winner of that women's gauntlet match is going to fight Liv and Raquel at Mania.
yeah, that's true.
Now, I could see now. Honestly, I'm gonna just say I think that Bailey and Lyra are gonna win that gauntlet,
I think so.
and they're gonna go fight Liv and Raquel. But from what we saw on Monday, that little attitude that Bailey was given, because honestly, Bailey's face run hasn't been that great.
I,
So
I think they
I could
lose it.
see this. I could see
Bailey
this
takes
heel
out
turn
Lyra.
coming.
Yep,
Hmm.
yep. I think they lose it. Bailey takes out Lyra, and then she's eventually going to take that title from her as a heel.
I could see that.
Yeah,
Because yeah, Bailey, she used to be. Oh, John Moxley is starting the show. Okay. Because John Moxley like to come out at the end of the show, coming out at midnight and shit. Uh, but uh, I think that's all the. Oh, AJ Styles and Logan has been made official at Mania.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, that could be a very entertaining match. It just depends on it depends on honestly it depends on what AJ style we get.
well, next week, next Monday, we have Karrion Cross versus AJ Styles. AJ's going to show Karrion Cross that he's still got that fire in him and all of that.
That's what I
And
was saying.
Scarlett said to Karrion Cross, I think we got him. Because, Karrion Cross's whole thing is getting in people's heads and trying to bring out their most evil side and shit like that. So I'll probably end up doing a watch party on Monday as well because I wanted to do a watch party at least for these last two Raws because it's the two last Raws before Mania. Remember this time last year, we got when The Rock was beating the shit out of Cody in the parking lot with the belt and it was
That's
raining.
true. That's true.
So I'm I won't be able to do a watch party on this Friday because I'm gonna be busy. Um, but I might try to do a watch party that Friday before Mania.
And also too, we're due a Rock sighting before WrestleMania. We still haven't had a final boss sighting since the John Cena turn at Chamber. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know when it's gonna happen. It gotta happen soon in a little bit. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
we need some explaining from The Rock about this whole situation. So
John Cena is supposed to either be I don't know if John Cena's going to be there tomorrow. I said tomorrow. I don't know if he's going to be there Friday or if he's going to be at the one before Mania. But John Cena is scheduled to be, from what I read, he's scheduled to be at a SmackDown before Mania. Probably the one right before
It's
Mania.
probably the one right before.
Yeah. And the Rock be talking in circles, bro. Like he'll say stuff. It'll The crazy thing is it'll end up coming true later on, but in the moment you'll be like, what the hell is he talking about?
He's definitely now that he's in his older ages, he's definitely a rambler. He
Yeah.
gets out there and he starts rambling on, and then he finally gets to the point with the last 2 minutes of whatever it is he's saying.
And the crazy thing is, they said that they were making SmackDown 3 hours initially because The Rock be going too long on his promos, and like certain segments be taking forever. Like because I mean, shit, Cody and Cena was going at least 20 minutes or a little more in each
Every
promo.
opener was going like 25 minutes.
Exactly. But I believe that's all we have as far as new Mania matches that have been announced. Now I did want to, like I said, I wanted to circle back to the triple threat for the women's championship. The way that they keep uh, downplaying Io kind of makes me think that she might win it. And then your Oscar idea would happen, with Oscar coming back and challenging her for it.
Yeah.
True said, Rock talks in code and parables. Um, but you still think it's Bianca because it's going to tie into Jade and Naomi?
My theory is just that they're making it too obvious, right? Because EO keeps talking about how you keep disrespecting me and I'm the champion and you acting like I'm an afterthought and all, And then she slaps Bianca, she slaps Rhea. Then the next week, they're saying she gets shoved, and then she gets shoved. What this week she drop kicked the heck out of
Rhea.
Rhea in the back and everything. I don't know, man. I feel like they're playing it up a little bit too much. And it's just right now it's just not believable for me. That's all. I don't think she's
Okay.
winning.
All right. So like I said, I'm gonna give my predictions next week. Yeah, next week's gonna be our WrestleMania prediction show. um, okay. The title of tonight's episode is "What's Up with All These Favors." So, uh, Friday we found out what the favor was. Paul Heyman is going to have to be in the corner of CM Punk for the WrestleMania main event of night one. What's your thoughts on that being what Punk's favor was?
It was the obvious thing, and I was hoping that it was something that wasn't going to be so obvious. Because here's my thing, right? Paul Heyman doesn't really get involved with matches like that. Every once in a while, you'll see Paul Heyman get involved with a match, and here's the problem that I think people should go back and they should really look and see. Because I want to say I'm right. And now, granted, I've done no research on this. This is just going off of memory. But majority of the time, when Paul Heyman actually gets involved with a match, he screws over the person that he's aligned with. Just say it. So, most of the time he's sitting on the sideline and he's screaming no right before the count and whatever it is that he does. But him actually physically getting involved in a match, whether he's distracting somebody or distracting the ref or whatever it is, like I'm talking about like really making an impact on the way that the match is going, is normally been once he gets ready to screw whoever he's aligned with. So, with that being said, he's only aligned with 2 people right now out of the 3. That's all I'm gonna say.
For now.
For now.
Okay, Truth, I believe when you said who's eating the pin, you probably talking about the women's match. I think I got Rhea eating the pin regardless of who wins.
No, if you talking about this match, you talking about the triple
No,
threat match?
with the women. I think this
With
is for the women because we were still talking about that. If we're talking about the women, then I'm going with I got Rhea eating the pin.
I'm going Rhea.
Eating the pin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It pushes her storyline a little bit better for her to eat the pin.
exactly. Because she's not even supposed to be in this match, so she should get the pin. Eat the pin. All right. So this is a lot. Okay. So the favor, the favor is that he has to walk him down. Now, uh, Roman. I talked about it a couple episodes ago. Roman. It's like Roman's entire career has been based off of somebody betraying him in some form or fashion. It's the everybody knows the genesis of betrayal started with Seth Rollins hitting him in the back of the chair and joining Evolution or the Authority.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have uh, Jay turned on him, Jimmy turned on him, Solo
Mm-hmm.
turned on him, uh, Sammy turned on him. The entire bloodline at some point has turned on Roman. Women's triple threat. I got Roman eating the pin. Okay. Okay. So and then the fact that he is so oblivious, Roman doesn't read the room well. If you notice, whenever he starts getting on his high horse, yo, shout out my tribal chief. But Roman don't be reading the room well
Yeah,
because he could have easily seen by Paul Heyman's reaction that Paul Heyman was going to say, "No, I can't tell CM Punk I'm not walking out with him." All he has to do is like it's like he has no awareness.
exactly.
And then Seth is over there laughing his ass off after crashing out the week before upon getting into the match. Then what happens? He gets in Paul Heyman's face. Punk attacks him, hits him with the GTS, lays Roman out, stands over him, throws the ones up,
Yep.
and then we move on to Monday Night Raw. What what was your reaction to the segment between Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins?
It's so obvious. I think they made it a little bit too obvious,
I
right?
agree.
And it's it's hard to explain because for a normal fan, I think a normal fan wouldn't pick up on what we saw, right?
Hmm.
Basically, that whole segment was Seth Rollins uh, not pleading, but Seth Rollins basically giving his job application to Paul Heyman on why Paul Heyman should be with him and leave Roman and CM Punk in the dust. That's what that whole promo felt like. That whole promo felt like Seth Rollins was basically just saying, like, hey, listen, you need to go ahead and you need to drop them because the whole don't show up, the whole I can injure you to give you a reason not to show up, like that whole part right there was basically like, listen, pick me, pick me. That's what
Hmm.
I heard. I heard that the whole entire time. You don't need them. You've been there. You've done that. Pick me. So
Seth also brought up a really good point though. They both turned their backs on you
that's true.
at some point. Uh, if we just stick with current day wrestling, um, when Roman lost the championship, he abandoned Paul Heyman and left him to fend for himself against Solo and his
Solo.
bloodline.
Yep.
He was calling Roman. Roman wasn't picking up. Then what did CM Punk do? CM Punk is in the ring. Paul Heyman comes out there, and what does Paul Heyman say to Chris? I say Chris to CM Punk. Take me with you. He says, "Take me with you." And CM Punk is looking kind of bewildered, but he knew what kind of issues Paul Heyman was having because he even talked shit to Solo when they came to the ring after.
Mm-hmm.
So Punk turned his back on Heyman then when Heyman clearly was crying out for help.
And it's not the first time that Punk has turned his back on Paul Heyman. I mean, we've had it happen before back in his previous runs, when he first became a Paul Heyman guy. So, man, listen, I would say just stay tuned to WrestleMania because the match is going to be good, but the outcome is going to be even better. I feel like for this match.
Young Bucks are in the ring right now addressing the crowd. But yeah, as far as I keep saying what's up with all these favors. So when Seth starts picking at Heyman and slapping him around and pushing him and taking his handkerchief out of his pocket, um, Punk finally, because everybody, I was like, seeing Punk was advertised tonight. What the? Why is he? What? Where is he?
Yeah.
So then, oh, now Kenny coming out. What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna have to go back to replay of this this AW. Where was I just got sidetracked. Oh, Punk comes out. So Punk comes out to make the save, and he's beating on Seth. It looks like I don't know if he was trying to go for his own curb stomp of Seth on the stairs or
I think
what.
he was. He was trying to go for a curve stop.
So then Seth gets him back in the ring, and then he curb stomps him. And then when Paul Heyman is over there checking on him, Seth is in the back and he's waiting and he's waiting. And I was like, oh Lord, he really about to hit him with the stomp. He goes for it, and I thought that Heyman moved, but Seth just he just faked him out.
Yeah.
And he's like, I could have just ended you right there. And now he's like, now you owe me a favor. And when he said you owe me a favor, I was like, okay, that's it. It's pretty much confirmed that Heyman, in my mind, is leaving with Seth at Mania.
Same here. Same here. I'm convinced. If it doesn't happen that way, I think it's gonna be a letdown for me.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
because
huge letdown.
honestly, and also I brought this up last week. That I was watching Busted Open Radio with Bully Ray, Mark Henry, and Dave LaGreca. And Mark Henry made the argument for Seth to join The Rock and Cena. And Bully made the argument for Seth to join Heyman or Heyman to join Seth. And I remember I texted y'all, I was like, this seems to be getting a lot of legs. People were calling Seth and Heyman getting together weeks ago. And
Well,
it would make sense because it's the only story that we haven't seen yet out
remember
them
for
three.
us, we were talking about CM Punk joining John Cena in The Rock, and then we was talking about Seth Rollins joining Paul Heyman. So to me, that would make a lot more sense. Even though I don't see CM Punk aligning himself with John Cena, like it just doesn't in The Rock. It doesn't logistically it doesn't make sense. You got three top dogs together. I mean, hell, John Cena, we don't even know if he's aligned with the damn Rock right now because we haven't heard shit from The Rock.
They would
So
literally be the new NWO, three top dogs, and then
that
just
is
add nothing
true.
but top dogs.
That
At a
is true.
Macho Man, you know what I'm saying? Uh,
But
but
Seth Rollins makes way more sense when it comes down to what, because the way I see it is that one, there's nothing else Paul Heyman can do with Roman Reigns.
right,
The bloodline is done. The bloodline storyline is done and over with finally.
for now,
Um, for now. And I think that
Bloodline never dies. It's too many
no,
of
you're
them.
right. You're right. But hear me out. Just hear me out. I feel like with Paul Heyman going with Seth Rollins, I feel like we can finally make that 360 to the Shield. And I feel like it's going to be Paul Heyman's doing at some point that's going to pull them two together for like a Shield reunion. Because, like I said, as much as I would like to have Dean Ambrose or Moxley, whatever, we're not getting them. And you don't necessarily need them because, hell, we've had years worth of DX reunions with just Triple H and Shawn Michaels. So it can be done with Roman and Seth. Definitely can. And I feel like that's the next arc. But the only way we get to that arc is we have to go through Roman and Seth clashing back and forth for a while until we can get there.
Yeah, and honestly, for nostalgic purposes, it's going to feel good and look good to see Paul Heyman walking out with CM Punk one last time at
Exactly.
WrestleMania.
Yep.
So that's that. So that is what we're going to get. We're going to get that one last shot of Paul Heyman and CM Punk being together for a big match, and after that is done, I don't think we're ever going to see them together like that again. This is that. This is like their sign off, their send off to all the fans that wanted CM Punk to come back, wanted him back with Heyman. I think that's what this is because
Yeah,
he honestly he's done everything he could do with Punk. Also,
exactly.
he's
Exactly.
literally done everything he could do.
And also, too, I'm still on the train that I think CM Punk is going to be the one to dethrone John Cena. I feel like I said I was always on the kick that it was going to be John Cena versus CM Punk, but the way WrestleMania for the title, but the way that everything has gone and led up to it, we didn't get that. What's better than after John Cena gets number 17 and breaks the record? What either he uses that to put over somebody brand new, because I feel like it got to be somebody winning the title for the first time, right? Or you lose it to one of your greatest rivals, which would be CM Punk or Randy Orton.
Yeah, because Edge isn't in the company anymore.
Yep.
Daniel Bryan's not in the company anymore. Uh, uh, Triple H is too old to wrestle, and
Yep.
he's got health issues.
He got health issues.
Batista's not in the company anymore.
You know, I saw something about Batista trying to make Batista trying to make a comeback, trying to do one more run.
He gonna have to put some weight on him. You see how small he done got?
I saw it. I was like, after I saw that, and I was like, after he lost all that weight and everything, I was like, that ain't happening.
JBL is just doing random appearances places. So yeah, I could definitely see that. I so I'm glad that they put to bed the idea of the favor being that CM Punk gets added to the Cody Cena match because honestly, he didn't need to be added to that.
No, that
Um,
made absolutely no sense, and the fact that people were so kicked on that train, like it blew my mind because I'm like, how, for what reason? Look at all these promos and everything that's been going on between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. To add somebody else in that last minute makes absolutely no sense.
the only thing that CM Punk has had is he cut that small promo on Raw on the announce table about The Rock and John Cena, calling them bald headed frauds and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So did you like? So I'm assuming you didn't like the way that Seth said, "Now you owe me a favor." Is that fair?
I did and I didn't. I liked it because it kind of gave little Easter eggs, but at the same time, I didn't like it because it feels so obvious. Like
Hmm.
it's like it's just putting it out there on Front Street.
If he didn't do that, do you think it would be better if we were just having the match and then Heyman just because Heyman could still do this, just turned on Roman and Punk
I don't think
without Seth saying anything to him prior.
I don't think we needed Seth to say now you owe me a favor for the betrayal to happen. You know what I said? That could have been cut in a promo the very next night. It was like, remember when I was going to curb stomp Heyman? I chose not to. So guess what? He owed me a favor. Like they could have used it in that context afterwards. It didn't necessarily have to be right then and there. I mean, I get why they did it. I don't know if it happens, then it just made it super obvious.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, y'all are pretty much telegraphing what's going to happen,
But
which they tend to do. But just because it's telegraphed, don't mean it's actually going to happen that way.
like I said, every once in a while they snake us and they get us. They got us with John Cena. They got all of us with Cena. Because I don't think anybody predicted Cena to turn. So um
Eh, well, I said that he should turn
we
in his
predicted
heel.
him to
Yeah,
we predicted like, oh, we should get a heel Cena. But we didn't predict that Cena was gonna be the one to sell out his soul to the Rock. I
yeah.
don't
The
think
way that
anybody predicted
him getting with the Rock, uh, no, I don't think anybody saw that.
that.
Um, now, well, no, that's a lie. I saw some people on podcasts say it, but I know we didn't say it.
I saw some
Um,
people in podcasts that say, God, you know what? It should be the Rock. I mean, it should be Cena. but they never
Yeah,
really like
put their stamp on it.
exactly.
So, all right. So, um, I believe this should be probably the last topic of the night. How do you feel about Kevin Owens coming out saying that he has a neck injury and he's gonna have to get surgery?
Man, listen. Part of me believed it until
I think it is
Randy
real.
Randy RKO'd
Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis. And then that had me when he did that, I went, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm because I saw the reports. I saw the reports before it happened, and I saw that they were talking about. But WWE put shit out there to, like I said, they put shit out there to snake people. So
Like they did with Alexa Bliss
it,
in the
I,
Rumble.
but then I'm thinking like, okay, so they canceled the match. I feel like what's going to happen is Randy's going to show up at WrestleMania, kind of like John Cena did, and do like an open challenge style thing or whatever, and then he's going to get snuck from behind by KO and taken out at WrestleMania. I don't know. I just
I could see him. I've seen a lot of people say that it's probably going to be more like when Seth was running around looking for a WrestleMania opponent, and then they said they found one for him. All he got to do was show up to the ring, and then Cody showed up. I can see it being like Nick Aldis saying, selling the RKO, selling that he's pissed at Randy, and being like, "You want a match at Mania? All right, it's not going to be Kevin because he has to have surgery. But what I'll do is I will make sure that you have a match."
a
Some
match,
people, some people think that it could be a returning Aleister Black. Some people think it could be a returning Rusev slash Miro. Uh, there's going to be somebody. It's going to be somebody that's returning to the company.
it definitely will be somebody that's returning from the company. And I mean, we all know that Rusev is signed with WWE right now, as as well as Aleister Black. um, if I had to take, if I had to, if I we're talking about against Randy Orton here, I say Rusev returns at WrestleMania. Aleister Black returns at the Monday Night Raw after.
Honestly, I think Aleister Black because he's married to Zelina, he's probably going to show up on the SmackDown after.
Could be SmackDown.
Mhm.
Could be the
Oh, and
New
I forgot.
Year's Judgment Day.
Eh, I told you I'm not I'm still not all the way convinced that it's still not going to be Penta. um,
Whoever
I
now,
don't
it's not going to be. The only way is Penta is if Penta helps.
Dom win.
If Penta helps Dom win the match at Mania, then it's Penta. Could you
Somebody said
could
that'd be
you
crazy.
imagine him giving the what's his finisher to
The Destroyer,
yeah, the
the
destroyer
the
to,
Mexican Destroyer.
to Finn and then getting up and telling Dom, go ahead and pin him? Could you oh my God.
Dom hits that frog splash.
Oh my God. That would be
Now some
crazy.
I saw some people saying, and they think that Liv will be down for this. Somebody said that Liv should take a spear from Braun Breaker by accident.
I don't know. I would give
Like,
Raquel. I would say Raquel before Liv. Good God.
well, it would make sense for Liv because that's Dom's girl, so
I know.
that would give him the push to go start going ape shit. And it's a fatal four way, so it's no DQ. So Dom can use weapons and everything.
I don't think she takes a spear, but I think she gets a bump. Like she gets up on the apron or whatever, and then somebody
Mhm.
runs into her, throws her into a table or something like that. I see that.
What would really be the thing is if Liv and Raquel came out, if Liv, Raquel, and Carlito came out and to try to help Finn and Dom win, and then Braun is running at like Finn, but he moves out of the way and he accidentally hits Liv. That is what would send Dominic over the top, and he would probably start going crazy on Finn.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. So the judgment, Liv and Raquel and Carlito, one, if not all three, are getting involved in this match. And then I told you, Liv and Dom have been doing these. Hold on, what did the truth say? Liv would be goaded forever if she take that spear.
That's a true statement
Hey,
right there.
Stephanie took a spear from Roman through the table.
I mean, Stephanie took that DD, whatever that little through the rope, that little DDT from Randy back in the day that was vicious. So
Yeah. Willow Nightingale just took a damn paradigm shift from Moxley the other day.
listen, none of them are still better than Mae Young for taking the fucking uh
3D. Oh
3D
no, that power bomb, that
that
sit down
power
power bomb.
bomb off the stage onto a table.
hmm
Okay,
I
she.
still laugh my ass off at Becky taking the end of days from Baron Corbin,
Oh yeah, that's
and then Seth went crazy. But I've been watching Liv and Dom have been promoting in Netflix in India, and whenever somebody brought up JD, they kept saying, "Oh yeah, he's doing well, he's doing well," but they would always have this little look on their face. I could honestly see JD coming back and screwing Finn to help Dom win. Because if you go back and look at old footage of this new version of Judgment Day, whenever Finn was talking shit about Dom and whatever, JD always had Dom's back, saying, "No, we need to go out there and help him. That's our boy. Come on, man. What are you talking about? Doing all this shit." So I can see JD making a return at Mania to help. Finn. The Judgment Day is going to help Dom win.
I just haven't heard anything on whether or not he's cleared, he's good to go, or what.
That's
So
good.
yeah,
Some say that this is going to make Finn a babyface, but I don't see how because he's been acting like an asshole the entire time. If anything, Dom would become the babyface because Dom was getting cheers against Penta. They were cheering. They were saying, "Let's go, Dom!" And then even Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, uh, big Dom haters were even saying Pat McAfee was like, "Yo, Dom has all the tools to become a champion one day." I was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!"
could you imagine them pushing Judgment Day as face?
Yeah, because Liv already gets yep. True said it. JD has always had Dom's back. Spot on. Yeah, man. JD has always had Dom's back. Um, and they already said Dom is pretty much the one that got all the new members in. He got Carlito in, he got Liv in, got Raquel in.
Yeah.
But now, if Dom does end up becoming a babyface out of this, then my Dominic Mysterio winning Money in the Bank take is still there. But if he's the IC, because honestly, he could win the IC championship. Hopefully, they keep it on him for a few months. But honestly, I don't even know if Dom would have a really long reign with it.
If he wins the Intercontinental Championship, I hate to say it, Braun's winning the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
If he beats him now at WrestleMania, yeah, Braun's definitely winning.
What if you? So remember we talked about Liv and Dom having matching titles. What if Judgment Day turns face by kicking Finn out, and a heel Bailey beats Lyra, and then a face Liv beats Bailey for the IC title?
At some point, if Dom wins the Intercontinental Championship, Liv is winning the Women's IC Championship.
At
They
some
have
point.
to, they have to put both belts on both of them. Matching belts, yes. Come on.
And then because Liv has already been a champion twice since she's been with Dom. She's been Women's World
Exactly.
Heavyweight Champion and she's been Tag Team Champion. All right, so I have two subscriber questions for us before we can end. Oh, this is from Zandal, who's not in the chat today. He said this is an easy one. Has Jay finally gotten his edge back? How did you feel about the Jay Uso promo against Gunther?
I liked it. First of all,
I didn't. I understood the point. I understood the point of it, but I was like, this nigga. I mean, this dude, boy, almost killed your brother in front of you, and all you do is come out and talk to
that's what
him
I'm
about
about to say.
if he got a mother.
But here's the problem with that, though. They did it with Cody. So why not do it with Jay? They did it with Cody. Cody came out after getting freaking destroyed by John Cena and did absolutely nothing. So I think it's just
But
because
that's kind of Cody's character though.
nah, I think what it is that one is WrestleMania season and they don't want them taking any unnecessary risks of getting injured. I was cool with the promo. I was definitely cool with the promo. I was cool with the promo because it's putting Jay out there a little bit more, right? It's giving him more of that backstory for when he finally wins the championship.
Mm-hmm.
So, which we all know what his backstory is. We all know that, what he's gone through. And I mean, him and his brother are going to be Hall of Famers for being tag teams, hands down. So, I mean, it just gives a little bit more context into his single run and his backstory from his single run. So, I was fine with the promo. I was cool with it. I wanted Jay to put his hands on Gunther. You know what I said? I think we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that more of this Monday, or yeah, because this is no, not this Monday coming up, but next Monday.
No, it'd be
Two-
this Monday. It'd
It'll
be
be
this
this
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, because
Yes,
WrestleMania is
yeah,
the
yep.
19th and the
So
20th, so it'd
yeah,
be
so
this
this
Monday.
upcoming Monday, I think that's when we're really gonna get it. That's when we're really gonna get Jay exploding, and it's only gonna be probably within the last 2 minutes of Raw before it goes off the air.
And I did like the fact that he came out in the all black. I like that he walked to the stage. I would have been so pissed if he started yeeting.
Yeah.
I would have been pissed. It would have been like when Jeff Hardy was running to save Matt, and then he started dancing on the stage first, or when Lana was coming down to save Ruth to save Miro, and she was posing first before she kicked her heels off and ran down in
Oh
AEW. Now I
God.
was like, what is? I was like, what is up with these people when they trying to make saves? Um, Yeah, I thought so I do believe, to answer this question, I do believe that Jay does have his edge back. He even said in the promo that he was scared of Gunther, which we all knew because of how he was messing up and all of that stuff. And when he said his mom asked him why, he even said his real name. He called himself Joshua. He said his mom was like, "Why didn't you help your brother Joshua?" And he said, "Because I was scared."
Yeah.
So and then Gunther's face was looking like he could tell that a switch flipped for Jay. He could tell by the way that Jay was looking at him and talking to him. But what got me was when Gunther was dancing to Jay's intro. And then the next question, the final question that we have, this comes from this comes from Truth. So he said, in your guys' opinion, what is the best slash worst outcomes for Mania?
Man, there's so many different routes you can go with that. Um, I think one of the worst outcomes would be Roman winning. Roman doesn't need to win this WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a bad outcome. Um, as much as I'm a Cody fan, Cody winning,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like if Cody wins, John Cena doesn't. I don't see another time where John Cena really gets into the title picture, even though he is technically heel now. I think he needs to win this, have his heel run, and then drop the title to a face. um, I think those are the only two, and then honestly, Gunther winning. Gunther's title reign is
Yes, thank you.
Gunther's title
The
reign is ass.
worst outcome will be Gunther. Gunther winning will probably be the worst out of all of
I don't care what people say. As much as you may not like Jey Uso, you may say he's basic, his wrestling isn't that good. I don't care. He's way more entertaining than Gunther. And I could handle 4 or 5 months of the belt being on Jey Uso versus another 4 or 5 months with the belt on Gunther.
them.
I 100%. So that definitely be one of the bad outcomes of WrestleMania would be Gunther retaining.
Personally, for me, Dom winning is the best outcome. Personally, for me,
I think
uh,
Dom winning would probably be like one of the biggest highlights of WrestleMania. Yeah.
it might get the biggest pop of the crowd besides Gunther win. I mean, Jay winning is if Dom gets this down and how
I
he
don't
does
care
it.
what anybody say. Cena winning and breaking that record is gonna get a pop.
Yeah, yeah. Did you see
So
that Ric Flair's not going to be allowed to be at WrestleMania? It was talks that
yeah,
he could be.
because it's AEW
AEW,
contract.
yeah, yeah. I see if WWE and AEW was on better terms,
I
because they're
mean,
saying actually no, I take
he's
that
not
back.
allowed to be backstage. Ric
I
Flair can
mean
still buy a ticket
that's true,
and be
but I
ringside.
honestly I don't fully believe this story because if Sting is able to induct Luger into the Hall of Fame, then Ric Flair's showing up at WrestleMania.
That's true.
If Sting shows up, then Luger is showing up. I mean, Flair is showing up. Worst outcome. Yeah, I agree with you. Roman. I mean, yeah, Roman winning would make no sense.
Yeah.
I think the best outcome for that match is Seth. And honestly, people are going to be so mad. I think Charlotte beating Tiffany would probably be a better outcome because the reason why is because it'll give Tiffany's the you're always able to build a character better when they're chasing as opposed to when they're champion when they haven't been established like that.
You
Her
just saying
chasing,
that because you
her
don't like
chasing.
Tiff's. You just saying that because you don't like Tiff's current title run.
Well, yeah, and because she hasn't
Okay.
really done anything to, and we know Charlotte's not keeping that belt long. Charlotte don't have long title reigns.
That's true.
Charlotte
Yeah.
does not have long title reigns. Tiffany will probably get that shit back at SummerSlam.
Probably before that. Knowing
Probably
them, they'll
money,
do some
maybe
they'll do some
Money in the Bank.
tomfoolery like they did with her and Sasha
Sasha.
Banks when they kept swapping the title every other night. So
I need to see this. I need to see this SmackDown and SmackDown next week, and I'll have a better idea of who I think should win that match. Um, well, my prediction for the match will be Wednesday of next week, so I really need to see what happens this
yeah,
Friday.
but the problem is just that even still, whether Charlotte or Tiff win, I don't think that that's going to ruin it for WrestleMania, right?
Right.
I think what's going to ruin WrestleMania, for in my opinion, is Gunther winning and even
Cody
Roman
winning and Cody.
and Cody. Yeah,
Yeah, Cody's already been the champion for over a year,
I
and
think I think Cody. I think Cody's second title reign is going to be so much better than his first. I think what they have to do is now it's time for him to drop that title, and then let's create another storyline of him other than him finishing the story, because he
yeah,
finished that story. That story is done and over with, right? So let's see what else they can build with Cody, whether they keep him face or they turn him heel. I think he's going to be face while he's chasing. I think the heel turn for him is going to come right before he gets his second title run.
yeah. I agree with you. His second title run should be better, only because this first one has just been so intertwined with the bloodline in Roman for the first 8 months of it.
9 months, yeah.
And then it's still intertwined because of the Rock. This title reign is still intertwined with the bloodline.
Yep.
So that's it. But you got anything else?
Nah.
All right, y'all. Thank you once again for tuning in. This has been episode 146 of the Over the Ropes Wrestling Podcast. Again, look down on the ticker at the bottom so you can follow us on all of our socials, our Instagram, our X, and our YouTube. And then we also are on Spotify. Yeah, I forgot what I put up there. We also are on Spotify and we're also on TikTok. I might need to add those up here too. uh, but we're also Spotify, and this episode will be. I'm trying to get this uploaded tomorrow to Spotify. And then just follow. If we get more followers on TikTok, we can start going live on TikTok. uh, do you want to do? Are you going? You said you might not be around for WrestleMania, right? To do a watch party.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm definitely doing both nights. Definitely, night two is I have to do. Night two, we have to.
I might not
Night
even be.
one,
I might not even be in town, so that's the only thing that sucks for me because I'm gonna have to stay off of social media altogether. So
WWE would do this shit on Easter weekend.
that exactly.
All right, but all right, y'all. This is your man Trey, aka Treyway, aka OTR Trey, aka Wednesday Night Trey.
Hey, this your boy Jay, aka Rant Jay, aka Full Time Jay. See y'all later.
We will catch y'all next week. Hopefully, Mr. Mike Drop is back with us. Peace, y'all.